What's going on, everybody? I just had me a breakthrough and I'm excited to share it with y'all. This is something that I've been challenged with for a very long time. I am a person who has shifted from various different healing modalities, different niches in my business, different self help development courses and books, anything you can think of that takes you from doing one thing for a couple of months and then shifting into something else and then shifting into something else and then shifting into something else and realize you got about 4 plates in front of you and you can't eat it all. This video is for you. You know what I'm saying? I've come to realize, and I just got this realization maybe like 20 minutes ago. And we're going to get into this video. I really want to share with you guys, I feel is a spiritual curse when it comes down to making a decision and seeing that decision play out until it physically manifests. Okay. So let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. So what I realized, okay, what I realized is that let's go there. In this spiritual community, right? We all may have heard about the concept quantum mechanics and multiverse theory and, alternate realities and things of that nature. When we are talking about choice versus decision, these are two different things, okay? So this all plays in together. We're talking about choices versus decisions. We're talking about the spiritual perspective versus the physical perspective. And we're talking about endless options versus one option, okay? If you're a person who struggles with staying committed to one particular goal and wind up abandoning that goal and then shifting to another goal, the reason that you are probably doing that is because you have not made a decision. You have made a choice. So let's just back it up. Like I said, in terms of quantum mechanics, what they have, shared with us, and just in a spiritual context, they talk a lot about how there's different versions of you, right? They talk a lot about how, there's a version of you who is a millionaire. There's a version of you who is a bus driver. There's a version of you that's a rapper. There's a version of you who is a tantric man. There's a version of you who loves his mother. There's a version of you who hates his mother. There's all these different alternate versions of yourself. And so what they say is, of course, you can tap into any of these frequencies, any of these realities whenever you deem fit to get into those particular dimensions. What I realize, which creates the curse, something that's constantly creating this cycle that you can't break out of, is that we're stuck in the world of possibilities. So when you're coming from such a heightened spiritual perspective, you're not too grounded. You're more in the infinite of everything. You're more in the creation of everything, but nothing never becomes physical. Nothing never becomes a root chakra manifestation because you're in the world of possibility. This is big what I'm saying. Okay? A lot of spiritual people get stuck in the world of possibilities, which is the world of choices, and they never shift into the world of decisions or the world of outcomes. And as a result, when they do, quote unquote, decide to do something, they never fully, let's say, continue the journey to see it manifest, because then something else comes up and it takes their attention away. Now, I'm speaking, in a sense where I'm trying to break it down from different angles. So just bear with me. What I realized is that there is a difference between making a choice and making a decision. A choice is a selection of options. You have choices, you have possibilities, right? A decision is no options. It's just one option. So out of all those choices that you may have, you have selected one option and you have stuck, or let's say you have committed yourself to that one particular decision or that one particular choice. That one particular choice and watch it played out. So what I realized, like I said, this deep discovery I just discovered, is that throughout my whole entire life, I've been making choices. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I'll choose an option to, let's say, become a Reiki healer. Okay, prime example. I became a Reiki healer. I made a choice to do that. Now, I did become a Reiki level 1 and level 2 practitioner. But what I've realized is that I deemed it not being as powerful. So what I did is I went to another energy healing modality. And then I started doing that a little bit. Then I went to another energy healing modality. And then I started doing that a little bit. And then I went to another energy healing modality. And I started doing that. And these are all real examples. This is exactly what I did in my healing journey, in my business journey. By me doing all those things, guess what I left behind? Guess what I abandoned? My Reiki. Like I said, I became a certified Reiki level 1, level 2, but I didn't get master. I didn't get Reiki level 3 because I felt like it wasn't powerful enough. So the thing that we do that we need to break the habit of, or the curse of, is stop seeking for shiny objects, right? Something that we deem that's more promising, that's going to give us a different result that we're looking for. If you say you want to stay committed to something, that is a decision that you're making. It's not a choice, it's a decision. So let's go back to that right quick. Let's go back to that. So what are the differences between choice and the decision? Like I said, choice deals with the realm of possibilities. Decision deals with the realm of outcome. When you have certain options, like say you want to drink some tea or you want to drink water, a kombucha, those are options. It doesn't require much effort. It doesn't require much emotion. It's a simple selection. A decision is a little bit more complex. When you're making a decision, it's based off of more emotion, more mental energy. So let's say, for instance, you have the same options. You have coffee, water, kombucha. Let's just say you may make the decision to get kombucha, but not because it's just something that's simple for you to drink. You chose kombucha because you made a decision a long time ago that you're going to start to become more healthier in 2025 or whatever. That was a decision that you made a long time ago. That's a goal that you created a long time ago. So every decision that you make after that is conducive to that goal. And so when you go to, say, a restaurant and you're with a group of friends and they all trying to convince you to eat foods that are not in your dietary selection or restrictions, you don't fold. You don't give into it because you have made a decision a long time ago. If you don't make a decision, you will always waver. You will always find yourself going from one place to another. That's what I went through. I realized that a lot of the times why I have unfinished projects is because I keep wavering. This is more of a spiritual mindset. A lot of us who are more into spirituality and very detached from the physical world, we do a lot of fantasizing. And it feels safe. It feels good to fantasize about all these different realities and fantasize about all the things that you can have. But none of it will come into the physical world if you don't make a decision on one particular dimension or identity that you want to shift into to create that reality. So let's go a little bit further back into the quantum mechanics concept when they talk about alternative realities. If we're talking about the world of choices, we're talking about the world of possibilities, right? This is what it looks like in my mind. It looks like this. If I have a slideshow of different versions of myself, I could go like this. Okay, that's Joshua the bus driver. Okay, Joshua the millionaire. We got Joshua the businessman. We got Joshua the tantric man. We got Joshua the spiritual man. We got Joshua who's in a relationship. We got Joshua who's not in a relationship. We got Joshua with the Ferrari. Endless possibilities. That is not manifestation. That is not a decision. You are stuck in the realm of choices. You have to shift into the realm of making a decision. What a decision looks like is, out of all these different slideshows with different identities and different realities, I choose the Joshua who wants to create a 6-figure business and wants to have freedom and time freedom and location freedom. That's the decision that I made. Now, once again, What makes choice different from decision is decision deals more with evaluation. It deals more with pros and cons, weighing out the pros and cons, weighing out what will happen if I go down this path. Making a choice is more of a simple selection. Today you decide to, it's simple as like today you decide to wear white tennis shoes over black tennis shoes. That's a choice. It don't require too much mental effort. It don't require too much emotional effort. But with the physical component, it requires a little bit more effort, a little bit more energy, a little bit more emotion. Okay? So, with that being said, now that we know the two, this is what determines if you will be successful at manifesting your physical manifestation. Let's just say your physical outcome. Decisions deal with outcome. So whenever time you try to make a decision, think about the outcome. So if you're going down a path and you don't see that everything is looking how it's supposed to look, that doesn't mean completely throw out the baby with the bathwater. That doesn't mean give up. That means you need to change your strategy. So what I'm saying is, if you're telling me, oh, well, Josh, I've been working at this one particular thing for 6 to 8 months and I haven't seen any results. Okay, that's cool. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. That doesn't mean that the decision that you made cannot happen. That means you need to change the strategy of how you're doing what you're doing. You need to experiment with different strategies to get different results. The strategy that you're using is not getting the results that you want. So you need to shift your strategy, not throw it all away. So that's something that people do who are more indecisive. They just throw it away eventually because they don't see the results that they want. So you can be flexible, but not waver. Be flexible in the way that you're approaching your goals, but not waver and completely shift into something completely different. That's the shiny object syndrome, right? So what I realized, and I just kind of just brought it all together, is that I've been stuck in the world of choices. I feel that a lot of spiritual people who claim that they're spiritual, identify as being spiritual, we live in a world of possibilities. This is something that has really created a life that we are unsatisfied with because we keep doing the same thing over and over. We're not fully committed. You make a decision, you have to be fully committed to it. Whatever happens, every obstacles, consequences that come behind it, you have to be willing to navigate yourself through that. So that's why when you make a decision, you're actually planning. You need to sit down and think to yourself, what are some of the things I would like to accomplish and what are the things I'm gonna have to meet to make sure I accomplish that goal? What are some of the obstacles I'm gonna have to face? What are some of the things I'm gonna have to deal with emotionally? You want to write all those things down because when it happens, you already wrote it down in your plan and know that, okay, this is all part of the process. Versus just saying, okay, I want to make $100,000 as an example. I want to make $100,000 and it sounds good, it feels good, but you have no plans in place to get to the $100,000. And so you're just in fantasy world thinking about the $100,000. Okay, so let's move forward from that because I felt like I've Rubik's Cube this concept in so many ways. Understanding the shiny object syndrome. It refers to you chasing new objects, new ideas, new opportunities that you deem that's more promising than the one that you're currently doing. So the new shiny object is you abandoning something that you were already doing because you think something else is going to work better in your favor or it's going to provide quicker results. So the thing about choice and decision is delayed gratification. Choices are instant gratification. To become more successful, or let's say to become more, to cultivate more physical products, or let's say manifestation or outcomes, you got to think long term. You got to think delayed gratification. The power of delayed gratification is the power of all manifestations, because you got to think about the law of gestation, which everything has a process in between. If you say you want to become a 100K, say energy healer, okay, that's going to take a process. It may take 10 years. Are you willing to dedicate and commit yourself to 10 years? I noticed for myself personally, I have made a lot of long-term commitments and I let a lot of them go because I'm not seeing the results. So that means I didn't really want it like that. And it also means that for me personally, I have a bad habit of studying multiple things at one time because I feel I have the capacity to do it, which I do to a certain degree. But at the same time, to really build up, you want to build up like a Lego block, block by block, not block, 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 block. You can still build up both ways, but we're talking about strategy. The way you're strategizing it may be a more efficient way versus how you used to do it or what you would like to do. Okay. All right. So understanding the shiny object syndrome, what you definitely want to do if you feel like you have this, okay, is you want to unsubscribe. This is some of the things you can do. Unsubscribe to any social media account, any emails that you receive, any notifications that are promising that they can get you quick results in something that's in your field already. Because if you start to give into the temptation of instant gratification, anything that sounds like it gets you the results faster, you're going to waver and leave what you already started and go for that. All right. Also, limit your resources, your research. I'm sorry. Limit your research. I have the tendency to research all goddamn day to where I'll find about 5 different courses on the course that I'm actually taking right now. And so I'll go look at their courses, I'll look at their results, look at their testimonies, and then eventually I'll go ahead and go with them. You don't want to do that. You want to stop, just have faith, right? And stay committed on what you already committed to. That's it. Don't get into the wavering effect. Just stay committed that whatever it is that you're investing into is going to reap the benefits or the results that you're looking for. And then once it comes into fruition, then you can say, okay, I want to go a little bit deeper, and then you invest into something else. But it has to be one step. Make that full step, not a half a step. One step. Stay with that one step for a while. Then the next step. What I've done over the years is I take a half a step. I'm like, okay, that it looks like I got a little bit of results. And I come back. And then I have an unfinished project. Okay. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. Like I said, there is room for you to pivot, for you to change your mind if you feel like what you're doing is not working for you, or if you feel like there's other opportunities that might be more better for you or available. So ask yourself these questions, because everything is tied to the goal. Everything is tied to the decision that you made originally. So whenever you're making a decision in terms of like changing up or pivoting, ask yourself, is it catering to the goal is it catering to the goal that you previously set for yourself? So some questions you can ask is, does this align with my current goal? So whatever it is that you're trying to do for yourself that you find that's a little bit more better than what you're currently doing, ask yourself, does it align with your current goal? Second question you can ask is, would it move me more closer to where I want to be? Okay. Third question is, do I have the time and energy for this right now? All right. And the fourth question is, what will I need to sacrifice to pursue this? Ask yourself these 4 questions and see if they're all aligned, confirm, or whatever it is that you need to do before you completely make a pivot. Like I said, I'm really harping on this real big. And this is me talking to me. This is all a reflection piece. Stay with one thing until it completely manifests itself. Then you have the option to change, to do something different. It may take a little bit longer doing it like that, but that's okay. Trust me, because I took the other route where I've done multiple things all at one time. And when I tell you that didn't get me nowhere, it didn't get me no fucking where. All right. So I just want to come here real quick to lay that message to you guys. If this, of course, if this message resonated with you, please leave a gray heart, a gray emoji heart in the comment section. And I'd love to hear you guys' comments, thoughts on this concept. If you struggle with this, how do you deal with your wavering, your shiny object syndrome? How do you deal with it? I would love to hear your thoughts. But on that note, I'm about to go. Peace.